First up, in the anterior compartment, we have the biceps brachii muscle. Well, I'm sure all of you have watched Popeye the Sailor Man and remember how his arm increased in size when he eats spinach. It is basically the bicep brachialis muscle that is involved. Well, this is the major muscle of the arm. As you can see here, it is located here on the front of the upper arm. For your ease, we have mentioned the lateral and medial sides of the arm for better understanding. Now, as the name tells us, biceps brachii, bi means two. Yes, it has two heads, a long head and a short head. Now, zooming in to the bicep brachii muscle, we have a lateral surface and a medial surface. Then we have a long head and a short head. The muscle mass of bicep brachii is formed by the union of both heads in the middle upper arm near the insertion of deltoid, which forms the common muscle belly. Now let's take a look at the proximal end. The long one originates from the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula and the shorter one from the coracoid process of the scapula, as you can see here. Here it attaches to the shoulder joint. The biceps have an important task to support the humeral head within the shoulder joint. And on the distal side, which is the side near to the elbow joint, the biceps brachii inserts into the radial tuberosity and the fascia of the forearm via the bicipital epineurosis. Epineurosis is basically a sheet of fibrous tissue that supports the tendons in flat muscles. In the biceps brachii, this epineurosis is called what? Yes, it is called bicipital epineurosis. This has a wide area of attachment and originates from the distal insertion of the biceps brachii. It separates the superficial structures from the deep ones. So, what does it do? It not only supports the muscle tendon, but the epineurosis is also authorized to influence the direction of muscle shape as it changes during contraction. So, if we see here, the origin of the tendons of bicep brachii are covered by deltoid muscle. And the insertion of bicep brachii can easily be palpated and seen at the crook of the arm or the cubital fossa here. This is so because, as you can see here, the bicep brachii is the most superficial muscle. The other two muscles that are the brachialis and coracobrachialis. These muscles lie beneath the bicep brachii. Now let me tell you something interesting. Bicep is the most variable muscle of human body. In 10% people around the earth, it has 3 heads instead of 2. This third head mostly arises near the insertion of coracobrachialis and joins the short head. Not only that, even 4, 5, and even 7 heads have been reported in rare cases. Another research tells us that the distal bicep tendon are fully separated in 40%, whereas bifurcated in 25% of cases. Now, if we look at the movements of these muscles, first of all, we should know that the bicep brachii muscle crosses 2 joints, the shoulder joint and the elbow joint. Both muscle heads provide limited opposite movements. The long head pulls the arm away from the trunk, that is called abduction, whereas the short head pulls the arm backward to the trunk, which is called adduction. Well, in the elbow joint, the muscles bend the forearm, which is known as flexion, and rotates it outward, which is known as supination. The supination is most powerful in the flexed elbow. So imagine if you are lifting a tub, observe how the arm flexes at the elbow joint. This is the action of bicep brachii. It also flexes the arm at the shoulder joint and takes part in supination of the forearm. So this was all about the bicep brachii muscle. Now let's move on to the coracobrachialis.